know, there is a lot of problems in the world today, you know. Everywhere there is a complex fighting, you know. The solution of all the problem is cricket.
So in 2005 I was in Afghanistan. I was the Times correspondent there, and I did a story on cricket, and the national team. They'd sort of started up in 2001 and were still very much in their infancy. And I sort of stayed in touch with them, and in 2008 I heard they were trying to go to the World Cup, and I just thought, you know, it sounded so unlikely and so ridiculous that it had to make a good story. And so I got back in touch with them, with a friend of mine who was also in Afghanistan, and we just started following them. I mean, we knew they were pretty bad at the time. We didn't think they'd make it to the World Cup, but we had no idea really how far they'd go or where they'd get to. So it ended up being an amazing adventure, and a much bigger adventure than we thought it would be.
The war-weary people of Afghanistan have their eyes and ears trained on a new battleground. It's a fight for supremacy in the genteel world of cricket.
We didn't give them much hope. You know, we sort of saw the facilities and they were terrible, and we kind of thought they'd go to the first tournament and they'd probably lose, and it would be quite a short film, and at that stage I didn't even think it would be a book. And then they just seemed to have this amazing will to win, and it's incredible what people can achieve when they believe in themselves and when they believe in what they're doing. And you know, they really want to show a different side to Afghanistan. They also were really good sportsmen. I mean, they didn't have the sort of finesse, and they weren't that well trained, but as that kind of improved, they improved remarkably quickly. A huge uproar. The ICC decided to really cut back on cricket, the Cricket World Cup, and just make it 10 teams, and that's a disaster for a country like Afghanistan. I mean, these guys were so determined to get to the World Cup, and they were so sort of just focused on it, and then once they realised that is not going to be open to them, they were gutted.
Because there is no justice in Afghanistan. No justice.
It's very human, and the guys in it just come across as like people, despite the fact they're speaking Pashto a lot of the time and it's subtitled, they come across like the kind of guys you might just find on any cricket team. You know, they check out girls, they go shopping, they go to McDonald's, you know, I mean, they don't get drunk, but they basically do everything else a normal cricket team would do. And I think it just offers a really different view of Afghanistan. You know, I mean, all we read about is war and bombs, and you know, these are guys trying to show a different side to Afghanistan, and it's also, you know, it's quite unlikely an Afghan cricket team, and I think people like that. You know, it's sort of a bit like the Cool Runnings, the film about the Jamaican bobsled team. And I just think it's got like those, you know, those combinations all thrown in, and just the characters in there are great as well, and they were great fun to be with. I mean, I spent almost 2 years with them, and they were wonderful guys, and I think that comes across. They're very natural on camera as well, and I think that comes across.
This is the time, yeah? This is the time to do something for this country. So I think we are making a history.